Hi, my name is Christopher Smith, and I'm a personal injury lawyer in Nashville, Tennessee. And today we're going to talk about Tennessee personal injury laws and 4 things you need to know if you're going to bring a personal injury lawsuit in Tennessee. Okay, so number 1 is the statute of limitations. And if you don't know what a statute of limitations is, it's basically the deadline for you to file your lawsuit. You have a certain time frame in which you must file your lawsuit. And if you don't, you're going to lose. The case will be thrown out as untimely. So Tennessee is among the shortest statutes of limitations in the whole country. It is 1 year. 1 year from the date of the injury or the date of the discovery of the injury. In most cases, that's going to be the same day, right? If you're in a car wreck, that's the day you were hurt. It's the day you knew you were hurt. Some cases, it may be, especially in medical cases, that you don't learn of the mistake by the medical professional until later. So in that case, it would be 1 year from the date that you discover, or reasonably should have discovered, the injury, that you would then have a year from the date of discovery to bring the lawsuit. Number 2 is damages caps. Unfortunately, in Tennessee, we have damages caps, and they have been upheld by the Supreme Court of Tennessee. So a damage cap basically is a limit on the amount of money you can get. Now, this cap only applies to what's called non-economic or pain and suffering damages. So if you have medical bills or lost wages or lost profits, those sorts of things are not capped. But what is capped is pain and suffering, loss of consortium, which is like love, companionship, emotional support of your spouse, emotional distress. Those sorts of things are capped. And in most cases, that damages cap will be $750,000. There is a special category of so-called catastrophic injuries where the cap will go up to $1 million. So it just depends on the facts of your case as to whether you're within that $1 million or that $750,000 cap. We also have caps on punitive damages, which are the greater of $500,000 or twice the award of compensatory damages. So if the jury gives you $1 million, you could get up to $2 million in punitive damages. Number 3 is something called comparative fault. And most states have this, but it's important to understand Tennessee's specific system, which is called modified comparative fault. If you don't know what any of these words mean, it's okay. It's kind of simple. And let's take a basic example. A slip and fall case or a premises liability case where a plaintiff is injured and sues a business and says, you had a wet floor. Well, the business might try to defend and say, well, maybe the floor was wet, but you were negligent, plaintiff, because you weren't paying attention to where you were going. Maybe you were on your phone, maybe you were looking down, and yeah, there was a dangerous thing there, but you weren't walking with the proper caution, and so it's also your fault that you slipped. Now, a jury could believe that, and they would be asked to allocate the fault between the parties. So one way this works is they could say, well, we think it's 80% the fault of the business for having the wet floor and not warning about the wet floor sign, but we think it's 20% the fault of the plaintiff for kind of not paying attention. So let's say the jury awards $10. The plaintiff will get $8 of that $10. Her recovery will be reduced by the 20% or the $2 because she was negligent, so the jury said. That's called comparative fault. Now, the trick with this is if it's even, if the jury says, we think it's even, it's 50-50, then the plaintiff loses entirely in Tennessee. So you have to be basically 51% at fault on the defendant, and if you aren't, then you lose. So 51-49, the plaintiff will recover. 50-50, the plaintiff will lose. That is comparative fault. Number 4 is the requirement of a unanimous jury. So in Tennessee, all of the jurors at your trial in your personal injury case must agree. They must all find for liability, otherwise you lose. 11-1, you lose. 10-2, you lose. In other states, it's okay to not have a unanimous jury. You can have, a couple of detractors, but not here. In Tennessee personal injury law, you've got to have a unanimous jury. So I hope this video has been helpful. The 4 things you need to know about Tennessee personal injury laws. If you've got a more detailed question, feel free to comment down below, send me an email, or visit our website, and we'll see if we can help. But thank you so much for watching.